Can you give me a little introduction of who you are and what your role is in the Silver Creek School?
Sure, I'm Marcie Dunnill, and I'm an ESL and special education teacher at Silver Creek Public School in Mississauga, Ontario, Canada.
I decided to do a series of lessons on pronouncing students' names correctly. We have many newcomer students from all over the world, and many students, when they got to school, would say to me, well, this is how I say my name at home, and this is how I say my name at school. So I thought creating a name inquiry where everyone at school learned to say students' names correctly would be a really important inquiry and learning adventure for students as well as staff. Because names are so important to everyone, and they are part of a person's identity and oftentimes culture and heritage. It also includes the student's first language by learning how to pronounce their name correctly, as well as the students create a Google slide where they write their name in their first language script, as well as in English. This lesson can be taught in person, it can be taught virtually, puts the student at the center and they become the expert and the teacher. You can use any online platform to have students create either videos or audio or slides to teach the class how to say their name correctly. There's also some options there to do extensions with families at home.
Yeah, my lesson focuses on teaching everyone to pronounce names correctly. We have a lot of immigrants at our school from all over the world, and they are not typically European based names. And the reason I got the idea was because we would have students come to school and say, this is how I say my name at school, but I say my name at home this way. And so I started questioning, well, why are they saying that there's two different ways of saying it? We want to be saying their name correctly, the way they say it at home. So that's where I came up with the idea to create this lesson so that people at school could say their names correctly.
And is it a lesson that other teachers are doing as well, that you developed and that they are also doing?
Yes, so originally when I developed the lesson, I'm what they call a support teacher. So I go into various different classes in the school to support the teachers and the students. So we co-taught the lesson, myself and the classroom teacher together, and we implemented it throughout the whole school. So we had the whole school do this particular lesson.
Wow, that's great. And did every teacher adapt it to their own classroom, or is it something that's just universal that can be used as it is?
It's a universal theme. However, we are a school from kindergarten to grade 5. So some of the things had to be adapted because of the age of the students. So for example, the younger students, maybe who didn't have as many tech skills, we had the teachers help them to create a video of them pronouncing their names correctly. The older students, they were able to do that themselves. There's a couple of things in the lesson that were reserved for the older students. For example, a lady giving a TED talk on the importance of saying her name correctly. That was for the junior students. So we took that out of the younger students.
And if other teachers from outside your school would adapt, what tips would you give them, or what should they be mindful of?
So definitely if they follow the lesson plan, I have the tips written right in there. Like if you're teaching older students, then this would be appropriate. If you're teaching younger students, take this out. For example, the TED Talk that I mentioned. And also little tips like the tech piece. If you're dealing with younger students, you might have some older students come in and help them do the tech piece, or have the teachers do the tech piece if they're not able to do that. And also sometimes kids feel a little uncomfortable doing a video of themselves. So we gave them choice. If they just wanted to do an audio saying their name correctly, they were able to do that too.
Oh, that's nice. And what was the idea with the, well, it is a language friendly lesson. How did you incorporate that language friendliness in the lesson?
There was a lot of discussion with students how names are such a huge part of a person's identity. And oftentimes names are chosen within that family's language or culture. So there's definitely points where that can be explored through the lesson. And also, there's a part of the lesson where if the student's first language is written in a different script, that the student had the opportunity of writing their name in their language script. So we could see it in the original script as well as in English. So kind of the theme is very language friendly, but also we wanted to promote and show the importance of the student's language and their name linking to their identity. But this is the one that I used in the lesson that I highly recommend.
And by who is it? Who wrote that?
It is by Jamila Tompkins Bigelow. And in the lesson, there's actually also a video of the author teaching people how to say the names in the book correctly. So that really goes along with the lesson as well.
That's beautiful. How did the students respond to this lesson?
The students actually loved it. They really loved it because their name is so meaningful to them. They were really excited to help teach other people how to pronounce it, and especially their teachers. There was some discussion about if a teacher is not pronouncing your name correctly, is it okay to correct them? And how would you do that? Because typically students are taught not to correct their teachers and just kind of accept the way the teacher is saying it. So there was quite a bit of discussion with students about, okay, no, I have the right to have my name pronounced correctly. And how can I correct someone maybe in a respectful way, but still show them how to say my name correctly, because it is so important.
It is. And do you see the impact of that lesson in your school nowadays as well?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I see students not just asking what a other student's name is, but asking them, how do I say it properly? Like, teach me how to say it properly. And I also see staff really trying to say students' names correctly that they may not be familiar with. So they're using kind of the tips that we've talked about in the lesson to learn how to say other people's names correctly.
That's great. And did that creating that lesson or developing that lesson, did that impact your other lessons as well, or your teaching afterwards?
Definitely. I think because there's that overriding theme of identity. And because we're a language-friendly school and we believe so strongly that a student's language is part of their identity, we try to weave those themes into everything we teach. Yes, this was a lesson about a student's name, but if it's a lesson about anything, we always weave students' languages throughout to help them learn. And also there's that social piece of being able to speak your first language. And we really try to celebrate students' identity at our school. So it's kind of all linked together, and we're always focusing on those things. I really enjoyed being part of the network and kind of learning about other teachers' positions and school environments. And what really struck me is, although we are all over the world and we speak a variety of different languages, the common goal that each teacher had was to celebrate students' languages and celebrate their identity. And what was really exciting and cool to see is we all kind of had this common goal, and we all came together. And although, like I said, we were all over the world and spoke different languages and developed different lessons, we all had this kind of common theme which joined us together.